Good day, everyone, and welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about my experience of the COVID-19 vaccine, which I received on the 10th of August 2021. This vaccine was administered at the Tshwane Rehabilitation Center in Pretoria. My experience was exceptional. I arrived there on the 10th of August 2021. I was required, as we are required in most places nowadays, to sanitize, which I did. Immediately thereafter, my temperature was checked, and when it was found out that those met COVID-19 protocols, I was then directed to a building where I was requested to produce my green barcoded ID. Please note, folks, that in order to receive the COVID-19 vaccine, one is required to produce your green barcoded ID or a passport or a positive form of identification, which can be your ID card as well. Please note that the South African driver's license, or any driver's license for that matter, is not a positive or not considered a positive form of identification for this particular vaccine rollout. So please make sure that you take your green barcoded ID or your ID card along with you. So I arrived there, I need to produce my green barcoded ID. They provided me with a particular number, which I assumed that was my number in the queue or the number of vaccines they had administered on that particular day. There were two people in front of me. When I eventually got to the consulting room, the nurses were very kind and very professional. They talked me through the process of the vaccine, what the purpose of the vaccine is, what side effects I may experience. Please note, folks, these are side effects that you may experience. Some people have received the COVID-19 vaccine with absolutely no side effects at all. So I found this very beneficial. The vaccine was administered, that's the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which is a single dose vaccine, was administered on my left arm, and it was an absolutely painless process. For those who are afraid of needles, fear not, it was an absolutely painless process, nothing to worry about. Before I knew it, it had already been done, and that was the end of it. So once I received the vaccine, I received this card. I'm just going to put it up close here so you guys can have a look at it. So your vaccination journey, and in this card it's got three parts to it, and it's also got it's double-sided, and on the back it's got just the things that we are all used to and accustomed to nowadays. Always wear your mask, always sanitize, and always observe social distance. What I like about this particular card and the way it's put together is that it's got the COVID-19 and influenza vaccination card all in one. What is good about that is that it's putting us into a space that we are familiar with in a time of uncertainty. Most of us have received the influenza vaccine at some point in our lives. So to put that together with the COVID-19 vaccine, I think is a very tactful measure by the health department or whoever put this together. So within this particular card, we got my personal details. That's the name of the person receiving the vaccine, identification number or passport number. As I indicated earlier, you can carry your passport along as a positive form of identification. Your EVDS vaccination number, for those who don't know what EVDS stands for, that's your electronic vaccination data system. So thereafter, you got your vaccination site, that's the Tshwane Rehabilitation Center, the name of the vaccine, in my case, the Johnson & Johnson, and thereafter, we've got the batch number. Now, this is essential if you present with certain symptoms. This vaccine that you have received can be traced back to the particular batch. So if there has been some side effect that needs further investigation, then it can be traced back to the batch number. The date of the vaccination, in my case, the 10th of August 2021. There's also a return date. Please note, in the case of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, for now, there is no return date because there is just a single dose. In the case of Pfizer, there is two doses, so in that case, you will have a return date. Thereafter, we've got the vaccinator details, the person administering the vaccine, the name and their surname, the signature, and the date. So I'm here to report on what I feel 24 hours after receiving the vaccine. Please note this is not any sort of benchmark as to what you should experience. Everyone is different. Everyone experiences symptoms in a different way and would also experience the vaccine in a different way. So please note that this is entirely my own personal experience with the COVID-19 vaccine. 24 hours later, I experienced minimal pain on my left arm, because that's the place or the site where I received the vaccine. I did experience a heightened temperature. That was something that I was not accustomed to, and that was about it. And yeah, I feel great. It's now 24 hours after receiving the vaccine. I received the vaccine on the 10th of August, as I mentioned, at 3 p.m. And 24 hours later, I feel great. And yeah, that's about it. So I would say, if you are interested in going for the vaccine, first part of the process is to be registered. Then take along your green barcoded ID to a vaccination site where you can receive the vaccine. Please note there is a lot of information floating around in the media, some true, some false. You need to make a decision that is right for you, and whatever that decision might be, I wish you all the best. Stay safe, sanitize, observe social distancing. Take care. From me, Jonathan. God bless. Take care.